Sisters and brothers, many people in Canada ask, living so far away from Gaza, from Palestine, what they can do to end the occupation, to dismantle apartheid, to stop the genocide of the Palestinians. The answer to that question is stopping the Jewish National Fund.
Stop the Jewish National Fund!
Stop the Jewish National Fund!
Now!
The Jewish National Fund was established in 1901. The JNF, its original name was the Jewish Colonial Fund. It was established with the specific purpose of stealing Palestinian land, of colonizing it, and then holding it only for Jews.
Shame!
The JNF sells and leases land exclusively to Jews.
Racism!
They supported and funded the ethnic cleansing of hundreds of Palestinian villages, culminating in the Nakba.
Shame!
In 1941, it was JNF director Joseph Waits who said, "The complete evacuation of the country from its other inhabitants and handing it over to the Jewish people is the only answer." Shame!
Shame! Shame!
After the Nakba, the JNF continued to steal Palestinian land, and they began organizing the planting of non-indigenous pine trees on the ruins of burned-down Palestinian villages.
Shame!
This is a public relations tactic used by Israel. They call themselves the world's leading environmentalists. It's greenwashing. What they don't mention is that these non-indigenous pine trees are planted on the ruins of the indigenous peoples who the land rightfully belongs to.
Shame!
After the War of 1967, JNF Canada raised money to build Canada Park. And in doing so, they expelled the 5,000 Palestinian residents of Beit Nuba, of Imwas, and of Yalu.
Shame!
In 2007, JNF Canada raised $7 million to refurbish Canada Park, where it is now adorned with signs commemorating the donations of Canadian politicians like former Prime Minister John Diefenbaker and organizations like the Metropolitan Toronto Police Department. Shame! Those Palestinian refugees of Beit Nuba, of Imwas, of Yalu, are forced to live as refugees and cannot return to their homes because of Canada Park. Shame! It is the JNF that funds the infrastructure for the settlements. They raise the money, the government seizes the land, and then they develop it and hold it only for Jews. In Israel, they outright control 13% of the land and have significant influence over the remaining 80% of the public land. The United Nations has found that the JNF's policies of leasing or renting only to Jews is systematic discrimination against the Palestinians. Even Israeli courts have noted that the JNF openly discriminates against non-Jews. But the JNF has continued its racist and colonial policies to this day. It is now focusing on an area of the Negev known as Al-Araqib. Israel has destroyed this Bedouin village more than 60 times, while the JNF plants pine trees and develops it for settlements. So what does this have to do with Canada? Well, the JNF is a charitable organization in Canada. What that means is your donations to the JNF are tax deductible. 25% of the money they raise comes from public taxpayer dollars. They raise $10 million annually. $2.5 million is Canadian money, taxpayer money, that goes to the JNF. We in Canada are directly financing the land dispossession, the theft, the colonialism, the genocide of Palestine. So what can we do? We need to demand that the Canada Revenue Agency revoke the charitable status of the Jewish National Fund.